is the What Are We Doing podcast. Listen, we took a week off. It's fine. It was vacation. It was Thanksgiving. We're going to get to it in a minute. Okay? I meant to do an episode. Ladies and gentlemen, Anchor and Spotify have signed me up for their ambassador ads program, but the only ad that I get to put on this podcast, according to them, is the one for Anchor. So I'm here to tell you why we love the host of this podcast, Anchor.fm. Listen, Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast to listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started. Listen, I love Anchor. It's easy to upload. I can just upload the videos of this podcast directly to Spotify. It puts it on Apple. It does everything for you. We use Anchor here. We use Anchor at Recap and Record. Listen, I launched Recap and Record, that podcast. I launched it in 20 minutes. It literally took me 20 minutes because I just made a new Anchor account. I created the podcast. They gave me my RSS feed, and bam, there you have it. A brand new podcast. Here we go. Listen, you need to use Anchor to host your podcast. All my clients use it. All my friends use it. 280 Plus uses it. Attack at Random uses it. Recap and Record uses it. The Wad Pod uses it. If you're not using Anchor to host your podcast, what are you doing? Okay? You need to go to anchor.fm to get started today. It is free and anyone can make a podcast. Listen, I tell all my friends all the time because all of my friends here's the same. It's the same fucking story every single time. I see a tweet, I see a Facebook post, I see a business, I see a person, I see a model, quote unquote, I see whoever, and they're like, dude, I think I should start a podcast. I'm going to start a podcast about this, and I'm going to start a podcast about that, and I want to start a podcast about this. And then I comment on it, and I say, do it. Do it right now. You don't need to spend $10,000 on a studio renovation like I did. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on boom arms and microphones and $600 Rodecaster Pros and $600 Apple Air Max headphones and a fucking $800 4K camera and a Facecam Pro and everything. I mean, listen, you don't need to spend 15 grand to get a podcast started like I did. Okay? It literally will start with the device in your pocket. If you want to start a podcast, start it now. I know it's hypocritical of me to say that, but start it right now, okay? This isn't my first podcast. This is like my fourth or fifth one. So let's get with the program, people. Get out your phone, go to the App Store, type in Anchor, A-N-C-H-O-R. I'm giving you all the fucking details right here, right now. We're going to get to the episode in a minute, but I'm telling you, you need to go to anchor.fm.com. It's not .com, I'm sorry. It's just anchor.fm. It's 2022, people. Anchor.fm, or just Google the word Anchor podcasting. You'll find it, okay? Anchor.fm to download the app and then just start an episode. Listen, start it on your phone. You have a phone. I know you have a fucking pair of AirPods. Everybody does. And if you don't have AirPods, your phone fucking came with a free pair of wired ones. Those work better than the AirPods anyways. So, dude, throw in your headphones, do what you need to do, and freaking get your podcast started today. And there's no easier way to do that than anchor.fm, just like this podcast does. Now, back to the show. So down there where we were, and I didn't. I took all the equipment. We took everything we needed. I took the tripod. I took the recorder, the microphone, everything. And we didn't get to it. And so, you know what I mean? It's fine, dude. It's fine. And since we didn't get to it, we skipped a week. And it's okay. And because we just got our Spotify Wrapped, we only missed like 6 or 7 episodes this year, okay? And for the first time in being consecutive in a while, we did miss a week. I know I'm going back. It's fine. But like, you know what I mean? I feel like we did a half decent job. That's what's missing, people. There it is. Okay. I knew something was off today when I woke up. So you know what I mean? Listen, we got our Spotify Wrap back, and there's about 24 of you. There's 24 of you people out there who have this podcast either in your top 5 or your number 1 spot. And I need to know who it is. I have one, and mine's not even number 1. For whatever fucking reason, somehow, this podcast, now I'm an avid consumer of Joe Rogan. The only place you can get him was on Spotify, so I feel like that skews the numbers a bit. But my number 1 podcast on Spotify Wrapped isn't even this one. So for more people on the planet, this podcast is number 1 on their Spotify Wrapped. And it's not me. I swear to God, I'll put my Spotify Wrapped on the screen. I'll show you. Mine, What Are We Doing is like number 3 for me for some reason. It's bullshit. So like I can't even get it to number 1. You know what I mean? But like 24 or like a bunch of you other people have this podcast in your Spotify Wrapped, and I have no idea who you are, but thank you. Like, there's no way for me to know unless you tag me on Instagram at wad_pod, I believe is the handle. wadpod.com/Instagram will get you there. It should open the app on your phone, right? Just, you know what I mean? I don't tag us on Twitter at whatever my handle is. Find it. You know, like, I don't know. I don't know how to find you. It doesn't tell me. But dude, it said multiple people, I think here, what's the number? The freaking number is 7 people. 7. There's 7 people. That's enough to like do damage to, like, that's enough to kind of sway a vote in some places. You know what I mean? That's a lot of people. 7 people. Like, imagine 7 people in your house. Well, most people do. Most people do. But like, imagine 7 more. Imagine the people in your house. Imagine everything your life is right now plus 7 people. That's a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't fit 7 people in my car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 people would have to like sit in the back trunk. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't be comfortable. Like, it wouldn't be an ideal trip. So like, that doesn't make sense. You know, it's a lot of people. And then top 5 is another 18. Another 18 people below that. Like, we're almost, dude, that's like pyramid scheme Andrew Tate levels, dude. Like, if my top 7 can handle managing the second tier 18, right? We get the top 7 to manage. I'll manage the 7. So it'll be me and my 7 people, right? And then we'll manage the 18 below them. And then there's another 24. We'll get the 18 to manage 24 below that. 24 are in the top 10 for this podcast. Who are you people? Where'd you come from? What's up, pimp? How are you today? Go to wadpod.com/links. Thanks for listening. 7 plus 18 plus 24. How many people were in my cult? 7 plus 18 plus 24. I've got 49 people plus me. That's 50, dude. Plus my son and Megs. We got 52. We got 1 person every day. Holy shit, we got 1 person a week. I could have a guest on this podcast every episode next year. Where are you people at? Let's go. Email me, tweet me. Hello, who's got me in their top shit? Who's got me in their top shit? Tag me, bro, because I don't have any data. They just tell me. They just gave me those silly numbers. And I just have to assume that that's a real thing. But I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe they're just pumping me up. Maybe. I don't know. But dude, insane. I've got 49 people. Fuck this, Mike. I got 49 cult members. Dude, I got a cult now. I'm basically Kanye West. You know what I mean? Or Jared Leto. Jared Leto's got one too. Jared Leto on his island. Look at Jared Leto on his island with his cult. That could be, bro, there's more people. I've got 49. I've got 49. I'm starting a cult. That's it. We'll just spin it. You know what I mean? We'll call it something else. We'll call it a club. I'm starting a club. Dude, there's a thing down the street. There's a place down the street. There's like 4 places down the street. They meet every freaking week. And like more than 40, I don't know how many people, maybe like 4 or 5, maybe 6, maybe 20, maybe 30. I don't know. I don't know how many people go, but they do it. Why can't I do it? It's the churches down the street. They all meet once a week. I'll just do that. Dude, I've got 49 people. You know what I mean? I didn't think, how much money has this podcast made? Holy shit. So, it's here. It's here. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want out of your life? You know what I mean? What more do you want? This, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the first produced Texas Roadhouse honey cinnamon butter candles. And I don't know if you're fans of this podcast, you go back to season 1 and back when we were yellow, not purple, you know what I mean? Go back. Our history with Texas Roadhouse is one of the utmost, I think, important stories of the history of this podcast. Megs and I, over a point in our lives, last year into this year, something like that. I don't remember when it was now. It was recent, only up until like a year ago. We got Texas Roadhouse for dinner. We went to Texas Roadhouse for like 18 times in like 14 days. It was like a Papa John's. It was like a Papa John's situation. I'm pretty sure I said the same bit back then, but that's just because it was. Like we ate like 38 pizzas in 32 days.
I've had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days. Living currently in Mark Shapiro should be in jail.
You know what I mean? Like it was insane. It was insane. We were only paying like 30. We had an order down. We had our order down, and we knew the menu in and out. We knew exactly what to get, and we knew exactly how much it was going to be. And we also, because we're smart, at the time we had purchased gift cards. And when you purchase gift cards, because it was the holiday season, this was last year. This was last year. We purchased the gift cards for the holiday season. Then we got bonus cards. And you purchase like $50 in gift cards. You get a $10 bonus card or a $5 bonus card, whatever, right? So we were just using those. And so we were getting money off, and we got the menu down, and everything was gangster. We were only paying like $30, $35 for like 2 premium steak dinners with like a bunch of shit, and we have leftovers because like you get so many sides. You get rolls, they give us extra rolls of butter because that's free. We got the appetizer free. We got $5 off. We did this, we did that. We got so much food. It was insane. We just kept going back. We didn't stop going, and so it was fun. And we had our orders down. We ate through the whole menu, essentially. I did, at least. Meg's got the same thing, essentially, every time. Anyways, then we said, we're going to make a candle. And they made a candle. And I didn't say we were making a candle. I didn't make the candle. Texas Roadhouse made the candle. And if you've ever eaten a roll with cinnamon butter at Texas Roadhouse, it's fantastic. But if you've ever smelled it, it's even better. And it's really just one of those things that you have to experience. I think I'll have a link to it down below where you can get it. I don't know if they're sold out. I don't know if it's still a thing. I think we got the pre-order. We have 2 of them, and I'm afraid to light it because I don't want it to go away because it smells so good as is. And I think I have to light it. I have to, right? Yeah, okay, let's do it. Oh my God, it's about to smell so freaking good in here. So, for reasons that don't matter, Megs and I had the chance to go away this year for Thanksgiving. Our son had the opportunity to go to his aunt's house for a week. And so while he was there, here where we live over there at that house, doing Thanksgiving with them, Megs and I said, oh, empty house. Let's not be here. That's sad. So we went to the beach. And so we decided to drive, and we should have flown. You know what I mean? From now on, if we go anywhere and the drive is more than 8 hours, we're flying. We are flying there. It's time. I think with everything going on in the businesses, maybe with the economy, we might have to downgrade to Spirit. I don't know, maybe. But listen, with everything going on, I think I can't do the drive anymore. Okay. I got to start. I told Megs, I can't, we're going to fly more, because here's the thing. We went down, and like, when I say fly, like, I'm not talking like private. Okay. I'm not like some rich asshole, like not private. But like not Spirit either. Megs won't let me. As cheap as I try to be, and as much as I would love to inherit that trait from my father, I know he flies Spirit, that cheap prick. Megs won't do it. Megs won't step foot on Spirit Airlines. She doesn't trust it. She doesn't trust the fact that you have to take your own beach chair to sit in, which I told her saves us room in the suitcases. What Megs doesn't understand is that when you have to take the beach chairs and check them on any other airline, they're going to charge you extra and have a fuss because it weighs too much, it's too big, blah, 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 blah. You can't have a beach chair attached to your suitcase, sir. That's not how this works. Like, blah, blah, you know what I mean? And so, but with Spirit, you just give them the suitcase, regular suitcase as is. And then because you have to take your own beach chair and put it where your assigned seat is, that it's a double-edged sword. It's a win-win. It's a win-win for everybody. You know what I mean? It's the secret sauce. You know what I mean? It's the secret sauce of Spirit Airlines. And so the issue is, Megs won't step foot on it. Now, Tyler, friend of the show, Tyler, who we're going to have back on, of course, he likes to fly Spirit very frequently. Tyler flies frequently on Spirit. Why? Here's his philosophy. He just needs to get from point A to point B. And if he can do that as cheaply as possible, he will have more money to spend once he gets to and from his destination, right? It makes sense. It's ecological, economic. It's smart. I don't know what word I was just trying to say. My brain literally just malfunctioned. It's 9:42 in the morning. Okay, calm down. I don't know half the shit coming out of my mouth. I asked Tyler, I said, what is your opinion on Spirit Airlines? And can you clear up any common misconceptions? This is for Megs and Megs only, and for anyone else who might not trust Spirit Airlines and think, well, maybe, it's not so bad, Spirit Airlines catches so much flack, but to be honest, it's not as bad as everyone claims to be. I've flown Spirit 30 plus times and haven't had any major issues, except one time I was covered in another man's vomit, but that was on him, not Spirit Airlines. Exactly. It's always been on time and cheap. They allow you one personal item, which can be the size of a backpack. So I pack all my clothes in there and I don't need to pay for a checked bag. Sure, the seats are smaller and not as comfortable as large airlines, but I'm just trying to get from point A to point B. The more money I can save on my flight, the more I can spend at my destination. And so, obviously, and Tyler's going, right? And so, and Tyler's also going to Vegas and places like the Juggalo Gathering and places like other cult-like places. If I had to take a guess, maybe Tyler would be one of the 7? I don't know. We need to find out. I need to form a council of the 7. You know what I mean? But anyway, Spirit Airlines, they get a bad rep, but Megs won't let me testy test. And I'm trying to testy test. So maybe, I don't know, if there's like nowhere I don't think we're going like separately anywhere soon that I could just fly on Spirit by myself, which would be fun to do. Anyways, but no, when we fly, we're Southwest people, right? Listen, every other airline, here's a fact. Shut the fuck up. Every other airline, Frontier, Spirit, USA, American Air, whoever, get on board. Get on board right now. Listen to me. Southwest gives you 2 checked bags free plus a carry-on. That's like 3 total bags of shit. Megs is fucking ecstatic every time because each one of those checked bags can be 50 pounds. And guess what? I only need a bag that's about 20 pounds. So in Megs's mind, that's 50, 100 plus daddy's extra 30 plus a carry-on. Like, in her mind, that's like her having 130 pounds extra worth of shit that she can have. You know what I mean? So Megs loves flying Megs loves flying Southwest because, they give you so much stuff. Like, and I mean, the seats are decently sized, and because we're business, we can pick our seats and we get up front, and like, we don't have to deal with other people. And so we know how to maneuver, and we have the credit card, of course. And you know what I mean? So Southwest, dude, hey, every other airline, get on it. This whole extra baggage fee, this whole $60 to $120 maybe at the gate, depending on whatever the fuck. Hey, get over it. Shut the fuck up. Look what Southwest is doing. Why can't we do what they're doing on every other doings? You know what I mean? Spirit, if you're the shit, step up. Get rid of all your other fees and keep your cheap tickets. Also, why are tickets so expensive? I thought plane tickets were like $50 each way. Like, that's what they're advertising on TV. But like, every time I go on, it's like $500 each way per purse. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, it's half the reason why we don't fly. But again, half the reason why we probably will more in the future. It's crazy. Now, and obviously Southwest, listen, did they lose my bags once? Yes. Did they give me a $250 gift card? Yes. Did I just go get something to eat in the terminal while I waited because my bag was on the next flight in and it only took an hour to get it back? Yes. So it was for nothing and I got a $250 gift card and I went home happy? Yes. And I used that $250 gift card on a flight. I don't remember, probably Mexico. So it was awesome. But so Southwest, not sponsored, but if you want to be and like give Megs and I unlimited flights for a year. And then here's the thing, Southwest proposal, ready? Sponsor the podcast for a year and we will fly to a different location every week, maybe. That's a lot. For a new podcast episode in that location. And then we'll stay there for a week on your dime, of course. And then we'll go somewhere else. And then you just pay for us to travel for a year and we'll just do a podcast episode in a different location every year. And like, we'll set that up and do it in what, 2024? Let's do it. I mean, I think it'd be fun. We could make it happen and it'll be a lot of fun. We drove to our destination, which initially Google Maps, all the maps say 8 hours. It's about 550 miles from where we live. Now, we decided last minute, why drive our vehicle? Let's go rent one. And so we rented a vehicle. This is what a lot of people do sometimes. I don't know. I've seen them. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Don't put the miles on your vehicle. You want that to be, because, you want the value to stay there. So when you go on vacation, right? And we know a place. And so we got the Tesla, right? We got the Tesla again. And that's it. That's just the type of guy. I'm sorry. That's the type of guy I am now. I'm 30 and I am now the type of guy who just, I can't really, unfortunately, afford Elon. I can't afford the Tesla. And so I don't own one. I can afford Southwest and I can afford budget car rentals. And that's about it. Other than that, I can't really afford a Tesla. They're like $100,000, dude. And like, if you want one that's like not $100,000, you got to get like a 2019, 2017, like, and then even then they're like still 45, 55, 65 grand. And you're paying, it's a chunk of change. So, you know what I mean? And here's the thing. It's not that we hated driving the Tesla that distance, because it's mainly highway. Okay. Once you're on a highway, you're on it for like 100 miles, 150, 170, sometimes 180 miles at a time. And you just put that bitch in smart drive mode. And then you tell it how fast you want it to go. And then it just basically drives. You stay in your lane, obviously, hands on the wheel. But you don't got to do shit. If you're slowing down, if there's traffic, if someone's in front of you, if someone cuts in front of you, like it does it automatically. It speeds you back up. It slows you back down. You don't have to touch shit. You just got to stay in your lane. The whole time we were driving, I mean, it was fine. Like it was easy. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a thing. But the issue is, here's the kicker. You got to charge the bitch. The range on our Tesla, max said like 298 miles. Now, we're pretty sure the math wasn't mathin', okay? And so I'm pretty sure that 298 miles was probably actually like maybe 200, something around there. So, and unfortunately, charging, we do have access to the superchargers. That's like included in the thing. So like we don't have to pay for that. So that's fucking cool. So like we don't have to pay for gas and we don't have to pay for supercharging, because if you use any other electric car charger on a Tesla other than the superchargers, the red ones that you see sometimes at Sheetz, sometimes Wawa's, sometimes shopping centers, it depends where they are. The red and black ones, you know what I mean? Those are just for Teslas, and those charge them super quick. Any other charger, it's like 1% an hour. Like you get literally 1% an hour. Like it takes forever. Like overnight plugged into a regular wall, 24 hours to get maybe like a full charge. Maybe you'll get half. It's a little insane. And so somehow, and we're not sure how this happened, but somehow Megs and I left where we live in Pennsylvania at 10 a.m. I think maybe we didn't get done the rental at 11. I don't know, dude. But we didn't get to our destination and check into our hotel until 1 a.m. the next morning. We were in the car for like 14. It had to have taken us like at least 13 to 14 hours to get there. Now, did we stop at Cheesecake Factory on the way down? Yes, it was lunch. We were hungry. Listen, Cheesecake Factory is a necessity on any given trip, whether it's a lunch stop, a pit break, a pit stop, just a quick pickup for some cheesecake. It doesn't matter what time of day. You can always stop at the Cheesecake Factory to get a little something, something. Whatever you need, you get a little something, something. So we went, but here's the ish. There's a charge. They had chargers there, and they're free and they're great because they're free. It's awesome. You're helping the environment, whatever. We plugged in. I thought it was going to advance us further in the trip, and maybe we wouldn't have to stop at another charger because we're charging up now to eat anyways, and it's like an additional charge that like the navigation, because the navigation is connected to the supercharger map, and that's how they're getting us there. But they weren't expecting the one that we did at the Cheesecake Factory, so I thought we were gaining miles on it. And really what we were doing is we were just adding more time onto our trip. So we didn't get into The drive down was exhausting nonetheless, but we arrived at the Hilton and they welcomed us with open arms at 1 a.m. You know what I mean? So getting in at 1 a.m., getting in at 1 a.m. means I have to check in with guest services the next morning, okay? And they'll call, and, she said, oh, don't worry, they'll call to remind you to check in, don't worry. And so because we got in at our hotel at 1 a.m., we didn't get settled into bed until like 2 or 3, right? And, whatever, it's fine. We're adults. We can go to bed at 2 a.m. if we want. We can go to bed at 3 a.m. if we want. And because of that was the pattern of this vacation. We lost and fucked up our sleep schedule entirely because the first night we didn't go to bed till 3 a.m. So that just became the pattern for the trip. And now it's kind of what we're doing at home. You know what I mean? So at 9 a.m., in the morning, can you imagine what we're doing? On our week-long vacation, no child, no work, nothing to do. Can you imagine what Megs and I are doing at 9 a.m. day one of our vacation? We're fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's 9 a.m., we're ready to go. We're having sex constantly. It was about 18 times before breakfast was over. All the time, sex, sex, sex. You know what I mean? We were sleeping, people. Okay? It was 9 a.m. We just got like 40 minutes of sleep. We were sleeping. And so as I'm sleeping, I hear this atrocious ringing noise that sounds just like this. You know what I mean? And it's Susan, okay? Susan at the concierge desk. And she wants me to swing down before 1:30 because they can only be bothered until then, right? They can only stay until 1:30. Their shift is over at 1:30. This is America. We don't need to work past 1:30. I've been saying it for years. Pass it in the Constitution, dude. You know what I mean? So I need to go down to the concierge desk to pick up my welcome packet and some special gifts from the Hilton. Oh boy. I thought it was my lucky day, right? You know what I mean? And and so she's on I pick up the phone and she says, oh yes, hi, Mrs. McCurdy. I hope I didn't wake you up. Yes, this is Susan. And I'm down here at the concierge desk. I'm going to be here till about 1:30 p.m. I just need either you or your husband to swing by, of course, and just come on down. We've got a welcoming packet and just a few gifts. There's 2 of you, right? Okay, great. All right. Well, Mrs. McCurdy, I hope to see either you or your husband down here, and we'll get you set up there. Just swing on down before 1:30, okay? Now, of course, I don't have a husband, of course, and she thought she was talking to Megs, as 90% of you are listening to, and we ended the phone call. She said, okay, thanks, ma'am. All right, thanks. You know, of course, like it's the voice, it's feminine, we get it, we know the comments, the YouTube comments. Jesus fucking Christ, calm down. Just calm down. We're like, what fucking just drugs are you taking? Just drink a fucking water and calm down. Fucking with the lead paint, dude. Just calm down. You know what I mean? But Susan doesn't know any better. Unless she's the one leaving the comments. So I'm already pissed on day one. You know what I mean? I'm pissed on day one. Because I've been woken up by Susan. And so, of course, I spring out of bed because I'm like, you know what? Maybe it'll be beneficial. Maybe it'll be beneficial. And these gifts will be like something I can actually use and like do or whatever. You know what I mean? Might be fun. Don't stay at any other hotel than the Hilton. You know what I mean? If there is a Hilton in your area, this is exactly where you need to stay. And this is Susan, by the way, word for word. This is my exact interaction with Susan. I go, hey, I'm Levi McCurdy. I'm in room 2400, top floor, can't go higher, penthouse suite, that room. She said, oh, yes, Mr. McCurdy. I just got off the phone with your wife. It was me. Well, here you go, honey. Right here is your welcome packet. And In this packet, it's how to connect to Wi-Fi, the parking, all that fun stuff. And here's something special for you and your wife. You guys like mini golf, don't you? I said, yeah, we have our own balls. Like I have a necklace that holds my scorecard. It's a thing. No one's ever seen it before. I'm the only one. Thank you. If you do, join the cult now. You know what I mean? And so, we're kind of a big deal. And she said, well, then you're going to love our partners down the street, Atlantis Mini Golf. They want to give you one free round of mini golf for you and Mrs. McCurdy. Now, Mr. McCurdy, if you head over, you guys plan on going to do anything over? If you go over to Boardwalk on the beach and you show them this pass, Mr. McCurdy, they're going to give you 1 day unlimited pass at the go-kart circuit over there. You'll get 1 day unlimited pass so you and your honey can go chase each other around like you used to. Okay? Now, Mr. McCurdy, let me ask you this. Do you and your wife like crabs? And I said, well, we have them. And she said, I'm talking Joe's Crab Shack, okay? This card, if you take this in there, they're going to give you a free appetizer, okay? And so here's this. And this whole time, I'm thinking about taking Susan up to the 24th floor with me and pushing her right off it. Okay, no, I'm kidding. But I'm thinking there's no way my fat 30-year-old ass is getting in a little tiny go-kart sitting 2 inches off the ground, okay, and then enjoying what? A free order of $4 hush puppies from Joe's Crab Shack? Like, I've got no freaking way, dude. No way. I'm over here chilling with our new friend Allie at Dirty Don's Oyster Bar, look at the picture on the screen. Look at the picture on the screen. Took down both of these while we were there, dude. Took down both of these. The oyster shooters. You get them all with vodka, but it's a special vodka. It's got like Old Bay and like a hot sauce and oyster juice. It's like, and vodka and a lot of it. And it's delicious. And then they put the Old Bay on the rim, and then they put the raw oyster on top, and then a little olive, a little garnish, right? And maybe a little lime, on the shot as well. And then you just swirl off your little oyster and you slurp them in. You chew them up a couple times. You lick the rim of your shot. You take that bad boy, you swallow the oyster with the shot. Everything's covered up. Boom, bam, done. Eat your olive. It's the most delicious thing you will consume / drink / eat in your entire life. I swear to God, I am probably one of 10% of people. Every person who has seen this image in my life has almost thrown up when I said I consumed it. So you're probably one of them, but if you want to come with us, let us know, because it's a smashing fucking time, okay? They are delicious, as my son would say. So Susan's not done, right? Susan's not done. She goes, now, Mr. McCurdy, we have the last and final thing here for you, okay? It's you and your wife. Now, if you saw across the street when you came in, if you look across the street, that is our demo property, okay? And now if you and or your wife would like to head on over there at some point in your stay, and for only 90 minutes, we have a 90-minute presentation, okay? At no point in time did she mention that this was a timeshare, by the way. Timeshare, the word timeshare never came out of her mouth, okay? And she just kept going, she kept calling it a presentation. She kept going, she said, a 90-minute conversation, okay, presentation. And at the end, Mr. McCurdy, at the end of the presentation, are you ready for this? As if my socks are about to be blown the fuck off. As if they're about to be blown, like as if she's about to offer me a full-blown vacation. I was expecting it. I was expecting her to like pay my whole stay for this 90-minute presentation. She goes, after the 90-minute presentation, Are you ready for this? She goes, they'll hand you $125 Visa gift card. Okay. Free of charge. That's it. All you have to do is go to the 90-minute presentation, and then they'll give you a $125 Visa gift card. Or, hear me out, or instead of that $125 Visa gift card, we can give you $200 in room credit. Okay, you can go over there, get some boozy ice cream. You can go to the Starbucks. That's not really a Starbucks because they don't actually have Starbucks drinks. It's just coffee that they put the Starbucks logo on. Or you can go to the third floor. You know what I mean? We have delicious flatbreads that are probably frozen you know what I mean? They're just frozen, and we put them in the microwave and then overcharge you for them. Okay, that $200 in credit could be used on your stay. Or, and then she had one more. Like, there was always, you know what I mean? It's either door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3, Mr. McCurdy. Every door has a prize. What door do you want to pick? She goes, what we could do, honestly, and she looks back and forth, like as if she's about to make me the only exclusive offer of the day. You know what I mean? She like makes sure her manager's not like around the corner. You know what I mean? She goes, if you go to this 90-minute presentation, Mr. McCurdy, she goes, we would be willing to add $50,000. And she really emphasized the 50. She said, we would be willing to put 50,000 points on your Hilton Rewards app, Mr. McCurdy. And she goes, she can see the look on my face is the same look that all the other people give her at this point in time. We're thinking the exact same thing. Hey, what does 50,000 points get me? You know what I mean? And so she sees it. I know I'm doing it. I'm falling for it. She's like, now, Mr. McCurdy, 50,000 bonus points on your account is 2 nights in the Caribbean for you and your wife. Paid for and free. You get 2 nights in the Caribbean on off season, maybe 1 on the in season, and maybe dates. I don't know. There's stipulations, but 50,000 bonus points, Mr. McCurdy. What do you say? You got 90 minutes. And so at that point, like, I did the math in my head, and of course, like, the points are fake. You know what I mean? The points are fake. We don't need shit from the hotel. Like, we don't need the boozy ice cream. The only thing of value here is the $125 Visa gift card, because I can go spend that wherever I want. That's like a dinner. That's like a banging dinner with drinks. You know what I mean? For me and Meg. So the only value is the Visa gift card. And so I look Susan right in the face and I say, unfortunately, my current hourly rate is $125 for all non-client meetings and partnerships. So if there's a little wiggle room, we might have a deal here, Susan. I'll tell you what, I'll do your 90 minutes if you give me $225, 250 total, 2 of those gift cards. Final offer. You know what? Maybe add on that room credit too. $250 in Visa and the room credit. What do you say? Final offer, Susan, go. And so I realize at this point, this has never happened to Susan before. Susan has never interacted a sarcastic, young at heart, youngest guy you guys probably know, podcaster in her lobby. Everyone else has been semi-normal up until this point in her career. And now she's dealing with me. And so I'm spitting offers at her, just trying to get another gift card because I know it doesn't matter. Like, the gift cards don't matter. They have a stack of them in the back. They don't care how many they give out. Like, it doesn't mean anything. They just want to sell you a timeshare so they can get you on that. That's where the money comes from. And so she goes, because she doesn't understand my sarcasm, right? She she goes, oh, well, okay. I'll be right back. And she goes to the back room to like presumably talk it over with her manager, her boss, or whoever, is there running the timeshare promotions that day. If they've got an extra, listen, if they're not filling enough seats, they'll just, they'll give them to me because they have them and they need people in there to meet their quotas and blah, blah, blah. So they don't all get fired. But Susan comes back, and unfortunately it's no dice. She comes back and says, unfortunately, Mr. McCurdy, it is only one gift card per room. And I said, hey, not a problem. Let me talk to Mrs. McCurdy upstairs. We'll see if we can get something she wants to do. Maybe I can swindle her into doing it, keeping the responsibilities open. You know what I mean? And so it didn't pay off, right? It didn't pay off. And so now it's Wednesday, second day of our vacation. 10 a.m. rolls around, and I hear this atrocious noise. Pick up the phone. Hello, Mr. McCurdy. My accent keeps changing. my voice impression keeps changing. She said, hello, Mr. McCurdy. Good morning. How are you this morning? It's Susan. Of course it is. It's Susan. Susan's the only one that would be calling me on my own vacation. She said, how are you this morning? Oh, good. Just got some coffee, getting ready for the day. Oh my gosh, it's great. Well, listen, did you and your husband, did he mention again? She thinks I'm Megs. Again, she thinks I'm Megs, the female voice. You get it. Did your honey mention the presentation to you yet? I said, oh, yeah. He said, we didn't get a minute, but we plan on talking if we're going to do the presentation today. And if we're going to do it, we'll let you know. And she says, oh, of course, honey, of course. Take your time. And we're here till 1:30, okay? We've got plenty of time slots available this weekend. And for this weekend's presentation, okay, great. Talk to you later. So we hung up. So then the day continues. Megs and I get sloshy with the bartender from Dirty Dawn's again the night before Thanksgiving. Of course, it's what you do the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Slish slosh, taking a bath at the bar. Slish slash, it was a great night. Fast forward to Thanksgiving morning, the morning of Thanksgiving, Thursday morning, the morning of Thanksgiving, when you are supposed to A, not only wake up hungover, but B, be with your family, be with your loved ones, not go to work, not do anything, but just relax. If you're on vacation, you're supposed to do it extra and just sleep in and not really do much on Thanksgiving morning. Like we did, you know what I mean? But as soon as that clock struck 10 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning, I'm sleeping because I deserve to, okay? I hear this. It's Susan, okay? And she says, good morning, Mr. McCurdy. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm just calling around to the rooms to see this morning. And she's so peppy. She's peppy as fuck. She's a peppy little spit fuck, and she couldn't possibly get any peppier this morning of Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? She said, I'm just calling around to all the rooms, seeing if you guys need anything on this lovely Thanksgiving morning. Stick of butter, cup of milk, any last minute supplies. And I said, nope, none that I can think of. She said, oh my goodness. Okay, well, everyone is just so prepared this year. I could have sworn we'd need a stick of butter or two. No sweat. You and your husband have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I hung up. Again, I don't have a husband. It's the voice. You get it. The comments, lead paint, helium incident, right? So, and it's Thanksgiving, right? And what do you do when you're on vacation Thanksgiving? You go get sloshy with your fiance at Captain George's buffet, okay? This was my Thanksgiving dinner this year. and half of you are jealous and the other half don't get it. But hey, all you can eat crab legs versus all you can eat turkey at home, which they had at the buffet, by the way, so suck it. We had turkey and crab legs. Versus all that, unfortunately, the crab legs win in my book every time. So we go back to our room, Thanksgiving night, we play some Mario Party, watch some movies, have some fun, you name it. We're having a great time in the hotel room, go to bed late, and wouldn't you fucking know it, 9 a.m. rolls around the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. We're supposed to be out shopping, okay? But, we're on vacation, so we're doing it late. 9 a.m. rolls around, and I hear this. And you'll never guess. And I pick up the phone, and as politely as possible, I say hello. And she says, "Good morning, Mr. McCur." And I stop her dead in her tracks and say, "We're not doing the fucking timeshare, Susan." And I hung up the phone, okay? And I left it off the hook the rest of the trip. It was great. We had a great time. It was an amazing vacation. The food was great. We got new Crocs. We spent way too much money. And it was just like a little getaway. It was a little getaway for me and Megs. And we couldn't be happier. You know what I mean? It was a great Thanksgiving this year, and we had fun. We had a lot of fun. So Elizabeth Banks. Elizabeth Banks is in the news. Listen, Elizabeth Banks is a cultural phenomenon, okay? She's an icon. She's on her way to being a legend. She will be talked about for the next years. Mark my words, Elizabeth Banks will be ranked as one of the greats. She might not be popping right now, but she's definitely going to be one of the greats. She's going to be talked about here. Mark my words, national treasure, Elizabeth Banks. Let's talk about some of the movies she's been in, right? I won't talk about the ones you don't know, but let's start with the series. The Magic Mike series, okay? It's unfortunate. It's terrible. But listen, Channing Tatum doesn't get bigger than that. Elizabeth Banks, you know what I mean? Dude, these emotional ones, definitely Maybe and People Like Us. Holy shit. Love the drama from Elizabeth Banks. You know what I mean? Already a Brother, great. Love and Mercy, great. Horror movie, The Uninvited, banging. Wet Hot American Summer, great. Hey, the original Spider-Man trilogy. I'm talking Tobey Maguire. I'm talking Spider-Man 2. I'm talking Doc Ock. I'm talking the Green Goblin. I'm talking about Sandman. I'm talking about Spider-Man 3. I'm talking about the black version of Spider-Man. Elizabeth Banks, you know what I mean? In those movies. Those movies were banging, and so is she. You know what I mean? Movie 43, Fred Claus, Disney's Invincible, The Hunger Games. It's over. If you're in the Hunger Games, your career, you know what I mean? It's skyrocketed. What are we talking about? Katniss Everdeen, Jennifer Lawrence, holy shit. Banging, dude. Banging before the baby, banging during the baby, banging after the baby. J-Lo's back. J-Law is back, okay? Not to mention Elizabeth Banks in that movie, banging, okay? Elizabeth Banks, you know what I mean? Pitch Perfect. Don't even get me started on the Pitch Perfect series. These movies are great. Now listen, I don't know what the hell they're doing with that Thumper over in Britain bullshit. That shit's gotta cut that off. Let's not let that get to a season 2. Thumper in Britain or Thumper Takes London or whatever the hell Mary-Kate and Ashley title spinoff you're trying to give Thumper because he's finally viral on TikTok. Thumper goes viral on TikTok and becomes a sensation in England or some shit. Who's going to believe that? Get that guy out of here. He's done. We don't need any more of that. You know who we need more of? Elizabeth Banks. Okay? And so, Pitch Perfect movies. Banging, dude. Right? Number 1. Amazing. Megs and I watch it maybe once a month. I don't know, frequently. Pitch Perfect 2. Good. A good sequel. Pitch Perfect 3 was a Fast and Furious movie or something. I don't freaking know what happened. We ended up on a yacht as spies or some shit. I don't know. It was weird. Number 3 was weird, but it's fine because Elizabeth Banks was in all of them. Okay? The Hunger Games. I mean, Seabiscuit, the Lego movies. Haven't seen any of the Lego movies, but I'm sure Elizabeth Banks is. But dude, the Power Rangers movie. R.I.P. Jason David Frank, by the way. I mean, that one hit me. Like, talk about childhood celebrity. You know what's crazy? And Meg's asked me, I'm pretty sure JDF was at the Comic-Con that I was at like years and years ago. And I was stuck on Arrow at the time. So I went and got photos with like Stephen Amell and all of his friends. And I didn't do the Power Ranger circuit then. And I fucking should have, dude. And like, I missed it, dude. And he was at every Comic-Con, man. Dude, I've seen nothing but like Green Ranger clips on Twitter for like the last like 6 weeks, like the last like since it happened. It's been nothing but support for this man. Like Jason David Frank is like insane, and not insane in that sense, but like insane in the sense of how impactful he was. Cultural, the not just the Power Rangers and the karate scene and what he was doing in real life and the Comic-Cons and the fans and everything. Just, it was, he was for the people, and he, so presumably what we thought, he was living a good life. And when people are struggling, sometimes you don't know, and there's not much you can do until things like this happen. And so they happened, and it's unfortunate, but nonetheless, Jason David Frank has a cameo in the 2017 Power Rangers movie featuring Elizabeth Banks. She's a villain in that movie. Great. Catch Me If You Can. Classic Elizabeth Banks. 40-year-old virgin, man on the ledge. The Next 3 Days. If you haven't seen Next 3 Days with Russell Crowe and Elizabeth Banks, I mean, it's up there. It's a good movie. It's great. I mean, it's awesome. Brightburn, I heard, was amazing. Zach and Miri Make a Porno with Elizabeth Banks. Walk of Shame. Charlie's Angels 2019 version with Elizabeth Banks. Dude, I mean, the list goes on. And dude, don't even get me started on Elizabeth Banks on Press Your Luck, dude. Okay, if you don't know about this, go right now to Hulu. I don't know if they still have their Black Friday pricing. If they do, you'll get it for $1.99. It'll be the best $2 you've ever spent. Go get Hulu right now. You could probably get a free trial. Go get Hulu. Go to the ABC channel. Or if you have access to ABC, whatever you got to do, look up Whammy, look up Press Your Luck 2021, 2022, because Elizabeth Banks on the frickin' Whammy, dude, look at the screen. I mean, she's, woo. I mean, she is something else. I mean, half the reason Megs and I watch the show is just to see what outfit she's wearing today. You know what I mean? Like, it's Elizabeth Banks, dude. She's a bombshell. Megs agrees. I can say it, okay? So, I mean, she's on her way. Like, stardom. Stardom is coming. Like, I mean, she's a star already. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? It's 9 a.m. Instead of starring now. So what is she doing? She's stepping in. She's stepping out of her role as an actor, and she is now, directing. She's directing her first movie. Isn't that crazy? What's her first movie called? Are they releasing it? It's next year. It comes out next year. It's up here. What is this? Let me see. Director Elizabeth Banks' wild new horror comedy Cocaine Bear in theaters February, but previewed in a trailer Wednesday, tells the story of a black bear that gobbled up a staggering amount of the highly addictive illegal stimulant and unleashed a coke-fueled rampage for more blow and blood around rural Georgia.
Medic! Jesus. What is that?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's go.
We should go.
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Bear did cocaine.
There was a bear.
A bear?
It was far.
Hey, that's inappropriate.
You're safe. Bears can't climb trees.
Of course I can.
Oh, shit.
It kind of seems like the thing that stays with a man forever.
What the fuck is wrong with that bear?
Shoot it, man.
Bear, speed up!
Higher, baby, and don't ever come down.
We have such good luck in nature.
I'm in 100%. Let's go. I'm going. This is it. Listen, the fucking movies over COVID. COVID destroyed the movies. Okay, they were all bad. And then we got things like what has been in the movies what have we been seeing? Like Nope. Like, what was that? I don't know. Half people say it was good, half people don't. Carlos doesn't like it, so I don't like it. You know what I mean? It's fine. The movies have been weird. Megs and I haven't wanted to see a new movie in so long. Now, she doesn't want to see shit like this because she doesn't get it. But this is ridiculous. And this is the type of shit we need. Elizabeth Banks! She's killing it. I love it. It's amazing. Come February, we are going to have a streaming party in my house, and we are going to watch Cocaine Bear. We are going to watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And we are going to watch The Mean One, the all-new Grinch horror parody comedy film. Okay? If you haven't seen the trailer for The Mean One, here's a little bit of that.
Story about Cindy You-Know-Who. When her Christmas was stolen, she knew what to do.
Why, Santa Claus? Why?
But what if I said that's not how it went down?
You gonna be okay? Because we can turn around right now.
No.
You know what I mean, dude? We don't have to watch the whole thing. But, that's what I'm talking about. Movies are getting good. Listen, this one's in theaters December 9th, so I'm throwing it on the list for next February. I'm having the most kick-ass streaming party at my house. And if you're one of my 49 cult members, you're invited. Come on over. Sign up. Let us know who you are. Tweet me. I'll send you the Addy. We'll make it happen. We're going to watch The Mean One, Cocaine Bear, and Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and maybe 3 or 4 other films. If they're just like this and just as awesome, we're doing it, dude. It's Elizabeth Banks. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the What We Doing podcast. Sorry we missed last week. We were on vacation, but listen, go to wadpod.com/links. Listen to this on Spotify. Wadpod.com/Spotify is everything you need. Thank you guys so much. Run up the ads. And we'll see you next time in this episode. Thank you so much. Check it out. Peace. Patreon. Patreon.com/what are we doing? Thanks. Bye. This is the What Are We Doing podcast.